Hi guys, so here we are. We've got all our bits together. We cleaned them. We may need to do a little bit of filing down here and there, but these have had a good wash, and they've also had a good scrub in hot water and soap. Okay, so you have to give me, I've just woken up, very lazy today. Okay, so we need to think about our side sponsons. That's the first thing we're going to put. We're not going to bother putting the tracks on because, believe me, the tracks are a hassle. So we're going to concentrate on getting these bits made up. They're the easiest to get made up, as you can see here. If we just go take that bit out, slot that bad boy in there. Now we want to make sure that when we're doing this, that they actually do rotate. We want plenty of rotation in that, because once you've stuck it down, you're going to be stuck in the situation where it's going to be a bit of a pain in the arse to get them to do what you want them to do. So believe me, you want to make sure that you've got plenty of leeway in there. It doesn't sound too bad actually. Actually, it doesn't sound too bad at all. So let's take that out. Let's get our glue. Now, for the purposes of gluing, I like to use super glue, and I also use a quick activator. Not many people do. It's just my choice. I just find it a lot easier to use, to be fair. So, just gonna actually, that's a little bit that's going to cause us some problems along the way. These are the things you've got to look out for. So you see that there, just gonna clip it off just like that. Even got sound effects with it. So I hope you guys had a smashing Christmas. I've got to say, oh, never cut towards the thumb, by the way. I've got to say I had a brilliant time. I'm glad to be back though. I think there's only so much you can stand with a family if you haven't seen them for like 2 years. No, I'm joking. I had a fantastic time with the wife and the kid down there as well. Always lovely seeing my parents. And I know boy got spoiled rotten, so I'm glad he had a great time. Okay, so here we are. These are the bits that we've got to put together. So we're going to put a bit of super glue. You can tell I really take care of my super glue. Actually, my God, that's the first time ever I've ever had a solid top there. Let's just clean this up. It's very unprofessional. Bad, Brian. You won't be doing that again, will you? No. Okay, so just put a bit there and a little bit on there. And that'll go there. Now, you notice I'm using activator. Obviously, I want this done quite quickly. And also it's really difficult to do when you're looking for a camera lens and trying to get it all to match up. So talk amongst yourselves while I do this. What a pain in the backside. There we go, it's clipped in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply pressure here and here, because I want that to hold. And it should do, there shouldn't be any trouble with it whatsoever. Okay, so that's pretty good. If there's a slight flickering on this, you'll have to forgive me because I'm using a light source to hold this, to help film. Okay, now this will need a bit of pressure when we come to stick this, and we just need to make sure that we've got some action in there that will help us move, wiggle it about to make sure it's good. I think I might have to file off a few pieces, so I'm taking off a slight edge to the model. I should stress always cut away from yourself so you don't slice your thumb. All good model makers have had one point had a bit of a slicing. Just talk to Azajar and myself. I think I've got plenty of scars now. I've got to find some. Typical, you can never find a scar. There you go. There's a good classic. All the way around like that. So be careful when you're doing that. If you can get an adult to do it, if you're a kid, get an adult to do it. There's no shame in that. If I could get an adult to build these models for me, I would. Okay, so I'm just going to file down, and I'm just, it's a bit of wet and dry paper. I'm using that Games Workshop file thing that I got. If you've got a bit of sandpaper, a bit of wet and dry, sorry, just use that instead. I can't remember what gradient it is, which is a bit of a pain in the arse for you. So these will slot in quite nicely. When you're gluing it, make sure that you connect this bit with this bit and it's all in line, because otherwise it doesn't look nice whatsoever. Make sure this bit here is sticking out. Now there'll probably be a bit of filling. That's bound to happen. Don't panic, it's all okay. So we're now gonna add some glue. Now you want to be careful with the glue, because you're looking just to get it on the edges away from the wheel. Why is that? Because you don't want it to stick. That means you won't be able to move your gun barrels. Here you can go a bit crazy. Around there. Okay, we should be okay. Now I'm going to spray a bit of activator on here. Why? Because I can, and just to be serious, it just takes a little bit of drying time off it. I'm just going to put this in here, just so I know that I can wiggle that around, applying pressure to it as well, because I don't want that much filling to be done. And I'm hoping that I can get it all done just like that. There you go. Actually, that's not too bad. There's some lines there that need filling, and a bit of super glue in there. I shouldn't do this because it's not cool and it's not clever, but I'm going to give it a go. So what was I saying? I was going to say something. Oh yeah, so some people have asked to join the Great Crusade. Now look, there's not that many places left, as in I'm wetting this cotton bud, by the way, when you're using super glue, because otherwise it will just stick and you'll have bits of fur in there. So I'm just going to apply pressure there. Now I'm probably going to open up a third tier at some point. All the places are pretty much taken up at the moment, but I will open up a third tier, and when I do, I'll let you know. But to be fair, I mean, we've got 12 games to play, and we've got the Great Crusade, well, then we've got Ulanor and Murder, and they're big games, and unless you've got people you can play with in your own country or your hometown and stuff, it's probably not worth getting involved. But who knows? Who knows? Okay, I'm just going to clean up this little bit of area here. Just there we go. And I'm just going to take that bit of here. Just chill that out. There we go. Thank you, super glue. Okay. So we've got sponsored number 1 on there. Okay. So that's sponsored number 1. So that's not too bad. It's a bit squeezy, a bit squeaky, sorry, but that will change once you sprayed it all up. You're bound to get a bit of friction on there. Now we've got to do the same with the other side. So we take our sponson parts, which are these bits here, and we've already put a gun into that one. And what we need to do is stick that on. So we grab our barrel type thing, which is basically the sponson, and that will be going into that area there. The only thing you have to do is just make sure it all fits correctly. So I'm having a bit of trouble with this side. This could be the one side that actually breaks me. Who knows? Who knows? So yeah, that goes in there like so. That's what it should look like. Now see what I mean where it's slightly off? Just there. You've got to make sure that all clicks into place so it looks good. Otherwise, through warpage and other means, it doesn't always slot in. So we know that goes in there like that. We know you can get that bit there and that bit there. Okay, so I'm thinking this is going to be a bit of a pain, this one, so we just have to be a little bit clever. As you can see, we've got, this is where the mould, I think the pouring, when they pour it in, it leaves like a long line. I keep forgetting what it is. No doubt someone will put a little note at the bottom for me, which would be good. Just clean up your area. We'll take our file, just going to wet it a little bit. When I say wet it a little bit, spit on it, which I just did off camera, because obviously you don't want to see me doing that. And what we're going to do is we're just going to sand down the edges, just to make it a little bit smoother. So I'm going to have to ask, what was your best present? Put it in the comments down below this Christmas. What did you get that was the ultimate coup de grace that had you going, at last I got what I wanted? What was it for me? I've got to say it's got to be this. And I got a jumbo size Superman baby grow, which was hysterical, and that was from my folks, which is how them two are. Which was a bit shocking, didn't expect that, but still very, very funny, and may have to put it on sometime and let you see it. Okay, so we've just put these bits on. I'm just going to make sure that this side I'm happy with. Looks good to me, looks good there. Now, we've got to make sure we can get this on, and if it goes on, it's a nice perfect fit. See, it looks good there, but I feel we've got a bit of a gap coming up somewhere and I can't see it, which is really annoying. So I'm just going to let this dry. I might have to add a bit more super glue to that actually, I do apologise. We're going to do this in stages, so it's easier that way. Otherwise, it'll be a very long, boring video. Okay, so we're going to let this dry, and then we're going to come back, and by then we should have both sponsors on. So I'll see you guys in a minute.